So I am currently in a hotel room in Alabama while my wife does some training for her job at their head office. And I'm waiting for some proxy files to finish transcoding on my laptop so I can work on some video edits. And we've got about 45 minutes until checkout. So I figured I would take a page out of David Moorfield's book and just pull out my phone, record, and talk to you guys. Probably not do much editing of this video and just post it, but I wanted to shine a little bit of light and talk more about what I talked about in my last video, which if you missed it, I'm going to be taking on a lot more video responsibilities at my job at the Classic Center, and just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the conversations that we're having, what it looks like, because I think I have a really cool, unique opportunity to try to help build a video / media production arm within this company. And I think it's cool. There's a lot of freelancers out there right now that are building production companies, utilizing networks of freelancers and hiring editors and all these other groups of people. And my vision for this role is kind of the same. I have a great network of videographers and other folks, creative folks in the Athens area that I can call upon for some of these projects that are coming down the pipeline soon. But I feel like a video department at a corporate and concert event venue is a little bit different. So I just kind of wanted to talk through, my vision for it, what it looks like, the conversations that I'm having with my bosses, and if anybody out there has any insight into, what I could be doing to further this process, let me know down in the comments. But I think, the other day I had a conversation with my bosses about, what does the timeline for this implementation look like? Year from now, 6 months from now, 5 years from now, whatever, what does video look like at our company, and what does my role within that look like? And I sort of flat out said, I'm hoping that a year from now, I can transition away from my current duties, which are working with promoters to help sell tickets to the shows that we book in one of our venues. Our building has 3 different venues. We have a convention center, we have a theater, and we have an arena. And my purview is the theater. So I only advertise and work with promoters that are in the theater, booking theater shows. I will do video for other departments. Obviously, the next couple video projects that I was working on for work were arena videos. Those either should be out by now. If they are, I'll link them down below. If they're not, I'll link them in my next vlog where I show the behind the scenes of all of that. But anyway, so we have 3 venues on campus, and my role is only working with the promoters that are coming through the theater and selling shows there, or selling tickets to shows there. But my goal eventually is to depart from that position and really lead the video production and creation of all video assets. So whether it's, YouTube videos for just like general branding and brand awareness, brand authority, which again, I think these arena videos are going to be, it's the process of installing the ice rink and talking with the ice manager to really, peel back the curtain and explain to folks who might not be familiar, how do you build a hockey rink? And then the other one is, converting from a concert back to a hockey rink. What does that look like? How does it happen? Who all is involved in that process? And I feel like those help create sort of brand authority within the space. And it's something that honestly I've not seen a lot of venues doing. It's usually outside entities that are coming in talking through that process with venue owners, venue managers, things like that. And then the other entity is posting it to their channels, where we have a very unique opportunity to potentially own that media and own that brand narrative and be able to push it out and share it with folks, and, you know, really just take authority and ownership within the space. So that's definitely something that I want to do with the video production side of things. And I also want to, you know, be able to create some revenue generating services. And, you know, that was something that we talked a lot about too. We talked about, you know, are we able to or willing to sell these services, videography services, to corporate clients that come in for their conventions, right? We have a beautiful convention hall, and we have some pretty big clients that come in, and, you know, it's their annual conference that they're putting together every year. So does it make sense for us to sell videography services to either do, you know, daily recaps, or, you know, end of conference recaps that we can then, that those clients can then turn around and use as hype videos to get ready for the following year, you know? So all of those conversations are happening, and I think they're all great ideas. I want to be able to explore, you know, working deeper with our partners, and venue sponsors, creating video assets for them, creating video assets for internal training, and, you know, all these things, as well as like marketing campaigns to help sell tickets to, maybe it's, you know, the Athens Rock Lobsters, maybe it's the Broadway season series, maybe it's selling, you know, membership to our cultural foundation, which is our nonprofit entity, that uses the funds that they receive to give back to arts in the community, and grants and scholarships to students who are actively pursuing art. Things like that. Like, these are all the conversations that we're talking through and having. And, you know, so again, going back, I probably went off on like a super long tangent. So if you stuck with me, I appreciate it. But one of the questions was, you know, well, what does that timeline look like? And I really, you know, aggressively would love to see that within the next year, that my role is transitioning more away from, event promotion to this video production style, you know? And I know, and I'm fully aware that it's probably going to take a lot longer than a year to make that happen, because I need to start proving the concept, right? I need to create that proof of concept. So, you know, how can I prove, hey, this, by allowing me to take on video production internally and not outsource, what does that look like? What does it save us? What is the expense on our end? And how can we continue to generate revenue by doing it? And so those are some of the things that I'm working on in the back end right now. It's a lot of, you know, looking through, okay, well, in my current role, what tasks can I alleviate from myself to be able to comfortably take on video in my current role without working, you know, 60 to 80 hours a week. I did stay up for 24 hours to film the overnight arena conversion, actually. So that was fun. Yeah, you'll hear all about that in the behind the scenes video. So I'll make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'll make sure to link that, so you can really see like what all went into that, because yeah, I literally worked from 9 a.m. to about 9 a.m. the following morning. So that was an interesting day. But anyway, you know, looking at those types of projects and seeing how I can hand off, or, you know, not, how I can delegate other tasks that I'm currently assigned to be able to fit those video projects in. Things like that. Looking at what types of packages can we create for those conference clients, for those promoter clients even, you know, are we able to sell B-roll packages to bands and their, promoters and the tours and everything like that, so that they can then use that to market the rest of their tour. Or if not, are we just able to have a house videographer at the concert more often to have this internal library of footage that we can maybe put together a package, or like a video package to send to potential promoters and say, hey, this is why your show would be great to come book at our venue. And then have that venue footage and that city footage to pull from. So that'd be really cool. But yeah, so it's honestly, it's a lot of conversations. It's a lot of planning right now. It's a lot of, creating pitches and presentations and things like that. But I'm very hopeful that it's going to move forward in the right direction. I told my boss after our last meeting and our conversations, she was worried that the things that she was saying I wasn't happy about, and I wasn't, like, it wasn't what I wanted to hear. And I said, no, not at all. Like, I am very willing to make this happen however it needs to happen. And they're very willing to support me. I want to say that too. Like, I feel comfortable having these conversations because I don't think that they're going to turn around and say, oh, you don't want to do the job that we hired you to do. Well, there's the door. No, they're very willing to support me. And as long as I continue to do my current job and do it well, they're willing to support me moving into this new role. We are just having strategy conversations right now. And that's, basically what I told her. I said, you're not hurting my feelings. You're not telling me anything I don't want to hear. These are conversations that we need to have. Like, I know that I want this to happen. I feel like you guys are on board with making it happen. We just need to hash out the strategy and hash out what everything looks like moving forward. And, I can't do that by myself, and you can't do it by yourself. So let's get in these rooms and talk. So it was really cool. It was really cool to feel supported and have that cool conversation. And yeah, it's just been a lot of planning and a lot of video ideation. In fact, I put together a whole Asana project management workflow for video production. I'm probably gonna make a YouTube short about that soon if I haven't already. I don't know when I'm gonna post this. I might just, once I stop recording this, I might just turn around and upload it to YouTube. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds. And I felt like I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into what those conversations that I'm having look like with y'all, so that if you had any insights or suggestions or tips or information, you can drop them below in the comments, and we can get a dialogue going. Because yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that are creating production companies, and this feels kind of similar. But I feel like it's a little different because it's a production company inside an event management company and venue, So we already have AV on site, we have tech directors, we have equipment, but this is a little different because we're talking about creating content for the masses, and it's not quite tied to any specific event or production. So it's kind of unique, but it's cool, and I'm excited to see where it goes, like I said. So this is more just a, getting this stuff off my chest type of thing, talking about it. I don't really have any key takeaways or insights. I feel like I lucked out with my employers being willing to fuel this passion of mine and help shape it and grow it inside the company. And yeah, like I said, I keep saying it, but I'm looking forward to what the future holds. So if you've got any insight into creating a sort of media department inside your own companies, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any actionable things that I should be considering when having these conversations with my higher ups, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, that's about it. Got a couple behind the scenes videos coming soon. I might just squish them together into one. But like I said, we got the ice install of the hockey rink for the Athens Rock Lobsters and for UGA hockey this season. And then we've got the overnight conversion from a country concert back into a hockey rink for a hockey tournament. Those are all going to be on the Aikens Ford Arena YouTube channel when they do publish. But if the behind the scenes video comes out soon, I'll link them down below that one, and I'll link them in this one just because. So yeah, anyway, thanks for listening to me rant for the last 15 minutes. Hope you got some insight out of it. And yeah, if you have any questions or advice, let me know. See you guys soon.